So, chat, you know about the squatting issue, particularly in New York City? I'm not talking about dwarves, but particularly in New York City, and I think there might have been something about it in London as well, but particularly in New York City, you've got people just waltzing into empty homes, which are empty for different reasons. Maybe someone's just out that day. Maybe they had to go to the hospital for an emergency. Maybe the house is owned by someone but not lived in, which is less defensible, but still. Maybe the people are on holiday. It could be anything. They're just going to visit a relative. It could be anything. Squatters go in there, and as long as they've been in there for a certain period of time, it's theirs. And from what it sounds like, the police won't help to remove squatters from a house, even from before that time in many cases. You get home from holiday, you find people living in your house, they've eaten your shit, broken things, trashed the place, and the police won't even get rid of them. Well, the answer is don't live in New York. Either way, it's pretty bad from what I hear. Now, I'm sure that's not every time, but we've heard quite a lot of stories about it, so it's relatively common. Well, it seems that they've found a situation in which they are willing to do something about squatters. Squatter charged after allegedly taking over $1 million property, getting homeowner arrested for changing locks. Adelaide Andalaro was previously taken into police custody after changing the locks to keep out squatter Brian Rodriguez, who has now been charged. A squatter who commandeered and rented out rooms in a woman's $1 million house in Queens, New York, pleaded not guilty to a slew of charges Thursday, about a month after the homeowner was arrested for trying to change the locks to oust the intruders. Now that's utterly ridiculous. On Feb 29th, Brian Rodriguez forced his way back into Adelaide Andalaro's home after she had changed the locks, pushing his way into the house as she tried to hold the door closed, according to the Queens District Attorney. Right, so they're willing to do something about it if there is literal physical violence involved. When he claimed that he was a legal tenant and Andalaro was trying to legally evict him, police had no choice but to remove Andalaro from the property. In New York, it's against the law to turn off the utilities, change the locks, and remove the belongings of someone who claims to be a tenant. Just claims to be. Interesting. Quote, I may end up in handcuffs today if a man shows up here and says I have illegally evicted him. Andalaro told ABC7, I said, let him take me to court as I've been told to take him to court because today I'm not leaving my house. She took her case to the Queens District Attorney. The office said in their release, where an investigation was launched, a warrant was issued for Rodriguez's arrest, and he pleaded not guilty to a 5-count indictment on Thursday. Don't know why, but they've decided to do something about this one. Rodriguez, 35, faces charges of second-degree burglary, fourth-degree grand larceny, fourth-degree criminal possession of stolen property, second-degree criminal trespass, and fourth-degree criminal mischief, the office wrote. That's what all the squatters should get, yes. Pretty much. Why was there any leniency on this plague? His attorney, Gerald Levine, said his client's tires had been slashed and his mother had developed heart problems as a result of the press coverage surrounding the case, which has nothing to do with the case. It's nothing to do with the plaintiff. The New York Post reported. He said that Rodriguez worked for a company that helped the indigent, but said he couldn't name the company in public. I don't care. None of that's relevant. The press is responsible, Levine shouted according to the Post. I respectfully asked that he'd be released on his recognizance, which is what I was told it would be before, until the press came in and whooped up the whole big what the hell is this this quote? Either way, the press, it's so rare that the press actually does like something good, at least seemingly these days, that I'm surprised that this actually worked. Because it was just such a big story, they had to contain it. And there's only so much you can contain it. So people heard about it and then went and slashed his tires. The people of New York have decided, it seems, that they are not going to just take this completely lying down, though there's certainly more that they could do. Everything is on the record. I can tell you that he's not guilty, Levine said via phone. I'm not getting involved with the papers. I don't believe you, Levine. Assistant District Attorney William Jorgensen asked Judge Tony Cimino to jail Rodriguez on a $100,000 bail until his next court date on May 13th and for a restraining order to keep him away from Andalaro. That sounds reasonable. Cimino granted the order of protection but released Rodriguez, oh no, a repeat offender with burglary and narcotics convictions, the Post reported, on supervised home confinement. That's not as bad as just releasing him, but still. Katz told the Post that Rodriguez's case was about proving that the rule of law exists on both sides. So yeah, this is the continuation of the case. You know, whenever we say we'll keep an eye on it, well, we kept an eye on this. This is the continuation. And we'll keep an eye on it further, I suppose. But I'll move on for now.